all the medicine. Oh my God.
You ever had back surgery before?
Well, which medicine do you think that they gave you that gave you the worst liver problem?
Same old pain that when I came in. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were talking to Russell the other day, and he was saying to you that a lot of times that you take the pills and they don't help with the pain at all, right?
I can't understand what you're saying.
Remember your friend Russell? He was saying that you sometimes take the pills and they give you side effects, but no relief from the pain.
Right. I was hoping that the nurse practitioner could help help me with something. I totally missed breakfast because I had to fast.
Yeah.
I tell you, I faced a lot of depression lately. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you know what? Now you made me realize something. That's why people say eating something slower than me, because if you eat something faster than you fast. You got it? You don't eat if you don't eat something slower than you. Okay, anyway. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I happened in 2010.
Why don't you get a back brace or a back something that makes keeps your back?
I was in a back brace for over a year, and then I did aquatic and physical therapy until I was able to walk again. And now I use it when I need to.
Oh, it sounds like me. So you went physical therapy and aquatics?
Physical therapy, aquatic therapy. I think aquatic therapy is really safe.
I don't know how to get to aquatic therapy.
I don't even know how I got it. I guess it was suggested through my insurance, but I'm sure it's something you could probably ask about. It works all your muscles.
That's cool.
Stand on something. Well, you stand on the floor, and then it lowers beneath you into the pool.
Wow.
And you do all these amazing exercises that may hurt in the moment, but underwater makes it a lot easier. It's really beneficial.
I'm so glad that you told me that. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely beneficial. I think with that, I need much more mobility quicker. And I would after I just been doing regular physical therapy.
And you probably have the same thing I have now.
What's that?
Well, it's tremendous pain every time I try to do it.
Yeah, I definitely, I work on my chronic pain with stretching and exercising when I can. But I know it's not moving. When I learn how to move again, I get stuck. And you gotta be consistent with it or you kind of lose it. And it's different for everyone. But I didn't have to have a surgery because I was still growing. 17 when it happened. So about 15 years dealing with pain that I manage.
Well, just don't. I mean, just know your limits. That's all I can say.
That's for sure. Thank you. Yeah, definitely know your limits.
Well, I try to overdo it with the physical therapy, and now I can't even get out of bed.
I know sometimes you gotta really push yourself on if you don't want to. I mean, you're gonna, you pay for it with a little bit of pain, but the wonders it does for your body in the long run. Pay for it in the moment. But it's definitely beneficial. Are you okay if we roll together?
I try. Oh Lord. So I like this girl. She knows what it's like to be us.
Yes, sir. Oh, I got into this.
Really?
Yeah, to help other people help me when I get it.
Wow.
Circus something. Yeah. She's screaming. I'm stuck on the phone. Who's screaming? 72 days. Screaming on the phone. And I'm stuck in the phone. That seems like low pressure thing, so I don't throw her in bed. Yeah, and 73 days on the Queen of Man's
from the Republicans. things.
We know how to
So
search
from
for
the
it.
no-nothings.
We know how to
In 1896, the no-nothings actually
Sure,
brought
the best hand.
film
Only that I could buy my
between the no-nothings
Yeah,
and
it's
the
all
Republicans,
over.
they had more votes than the Democrats. who
That was- that was a rough
Republicans
day.
and the
That was
no-nothings
a
were
rough
vote,
day.
and that's how we get James Buchanan as a Democrat.
I really.
In 56. But by 60, the no-nothings are done. And the Republicans, of course, win the election and
They-
they're off to the races. But the reason that
Oh,
I've
yeah,
been
they
looking
went
at the no-nothings lately, and I haven't written about them, I obviously will one of these days. At least I haven't written about them.
I'm just actually moving out to bury the shed with us.
Is
I just got
because
carried
one of
away
the
and
things
figured out my
that
own
we
thing.
that we are seeing is a similar movement from Canada in some aspects of Canada
You can do this.
to a new kind of coalition that has not yet taken shape. And that's not to say that the anti-immigrant, anti-religion, anti-cultural issue MAGAs will disappear, the same way that the anti-Catholic bias of the know-nothings and the anti-immigrant bias of the know-nothings largely didn't disappear. That strain will always be there. But the political form that opposition to the governmental structures of the time looked like they could be happening again. And that vote in Indiana is interesting because it says that Trump could not boss around Indiana senators. That's a really big deal. Now, why not? Like, why couldn't he? Because if you look at the way he took off in 2025, when he took office, being able to force through, for example, the budget reconciliation bill, what has become known among Republicans as the one big beautiful bill act, for which Democrats have a whole range of other names for the big ugly bill, the different things they've called it. The Republicans lined right up, and if Trump wanted something and you told them to jump, they answered how high. And it was actually a bit of a surprise to people like me that the Republican senators didn't at least try to stand firm on their prerogative of the purse. Congress is supposed to have the power of the government.
I don't know. Thank
The way money is spent. And Trump just took that over. Russell Bodo, office manager, just took it over. Elon Musk at the Department of Government Efficiency just took it over. And the senators were like, oh, even Susan Collins.
How you doing? I'm in that. I'm over my. There you go.
In the Senate, which is an enormously powerful position that works their entire career to be at. And where she is, she's really in a sweet spot. She only pushed back somewhat half
Doing terrible.
as Trump essentially took away.
Would it be okay if I asked your DNA a little bit about how you get around disability wise?
And this, I think,
It's
is
like a little
crucial
go out your house today? Yeah.
And that's that.
I'm gonna keep getting up and kind of do everything with that. You kind of have a clean level out there, right?
Is in real trouble. There
Are you,
was
so you say that all the time?
came out today from the Associated Press and the National Opinion Research Center at the University of Chicago. So these are the
Okay, you have to have somebody with you to walk.
work polls.
They're not
They're
walking
very
yet.
regular. And the
Just
AP
one
poll came out today. Showed
Okay.
that only 31% of Americans.
Yeah, it wasn't too hard.
Always look at
Not
what
a,
they
not a huge building.
like if they say,
I will say. I've been to some that are really big and I can walk.
Voters
That's
versus
just not too
American
bad.
adults versus Americans, right? Anyway,
I know
of
people
American
from
adults,
Friday.
only
and
31%
and
approve of Trump's.
I wanted to see if you were still interested in
67%
coming to the program to come to the center from time to time and to have our doctors and things like
among
that.
independents. That is, you can look
Yeah.
at these numbers, and the Republicans tend to love Trump and the Democrats tend to not to hate him. But the independents are what make the difference in an election. Independents,
Yeah.
only 15% approve
I'm getting
of
up to few
his.
questions because that's okay. I'm gonna go on this side and sit down in the chair next to you. Is that okay? Okay,
Those
perfect.
numbers are extraordinary. Remember I told you that generally in a society you'll have a number of about 22 to 25% of people who tend to be reactionary. Like you're never going to get them ever to say that they don't like their guy. Now you're down to 31% among all American adults independents who Trump will need to win, or the Republicans will need to win the election. 18% approve. And that's a really astonishing number. But then when you get to the economy, when you get to the overall numbers, 36% of American adults approve of the way Trump is handling his job. 61% disapprove. Those numbers are really extraordinary. About a year into his term. And there too, only 20% of independents approve of the job.
They were just here to see it, but I kicked them
So
out.
what's really at stake here? I mean, Trump is in trouble in all of his policies. None of them have a majority approval. They are all underwater. But the real kicker is the economy. And one of the things that, you remember James Carville, that Democratic operative, saying during the
I'll probably have to chat with her before we go today, okay?
well, yeah, it is the economy, but we also know now from work that's being done at Harvard and MIT that
Oh, that's okay, that's all right.
really care about is the economy. What cable news pushes is cultural issues. Because what that does is business model.
What is your birthday?
It's more eyeballs than trying to poach viewers from another channel that focuses on the economy. So if you suddenly start throwing bombshells about transgender athletes or racial issues or sort of what we call the red meat, a lot of people who otherwise would not be watching your channels start to watch it. And that's sort of new people coming in.
What
And
about
they,
your
overwhelmingly, those numbers and this phenomenon is seen with the Fox News channel that started in 1996. It mobilized a whole lot of people who otherwise wouldn't be experienced, wouldn't be
Primary care
participating in
physician right now.
the process, which to me is really astonishing when you think about it, because I actually had a neighbor who was and he started watching the Fox News channel, getting involved in all this stuff, and went straight down that rabbit hole. You probably all have experiences like that. It's really kind of heartbreaking. But by the end of his life, he was in his own world that had isolated him from everybody else. Whereas if he just hadn't turned on that stupid TV, he would have been continued to be part of the community. And so we know that people talk about, especially on the right, talk about those red meat issues, but they care about the economy. So you kind of got to do both. And ironically, if Trump had just
Are you almost done?
gone onto the golf course and drunk Diet Cokes and let Biden's economy play out, it really would.
Okay. I'll just keep quiet then.
Credit for it, but instead he felt the need to tear.
Is this supposed to be an hour-long session?
Down, and what he has done.
Oh, okay.
He has badly hamstrung the economy, both by creating enormous uncertainty and also by sending inflation back up. So you can see that this is deeply troubling to the Republican Party in a few ways. First of all, the elections since the beginning of November have gone heavily toward the Democrats. And by heavily, I mean, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, somewhere between 11 points and 17 to 18 points toward the Democrats since the 2024 election. You have seen repeatedly elections flip to the Democrats, and just Tuesday, I think it was, I lose track of recent time. Voters in Miami elected a Democratic mayor for the first time in 30 years. So this is a huge problem for the Republicans going forward, because there's only a year now, a little less than a year, until the 2026 election. And that is deeply problematic because they are determined that they have to keep control of both the House and the Senate, in part because apparently Trump is very concerned about getting impeached again, and also because, according to a report that came out yesterday, a number of members of the administration are concerned that the International Criminal Court might begin to investigate them over potential breaking of international criminal laws. And they're shady, they're not shady, they're not telling people why they think they've broken laws. But I don't know about you, I don't walk around thinking that the ICC is going to come after me. So clearly something is on their mind. All right, so they're worried about that, and they're determined to keep control of the House of Representatives and also the Senate. And that's going to be really important going forward, because if the Democrats take the House and not the Senate, you can expect that at least 2 Supreme Court justices, the 2 older ones, Alito and Clarence Thomas, will retire, so that Trump can stuff more right-wingers into those positions. So going into 2026, there'll be a huge fight over the Senate as well. And with the kind of numbers that the Democrats are racking up, the Senate is definitely in play. So going into that, the Republicans right now are trying desperately to shore up the idea that they're good about the economy, about affordability, right? So they sent Trump out on Tuesday, I think it was, to Pennsylvania to talk about affordability.
Yeah.
But
You're lucky.
Trump refuses to admit there's a problem with affordability. He tends simply to scream about Joe Biden, who's been in office now for almost a year, and who actually left an economy that The Economist, which is a right-leaning magazine, said was the envy of the world. And it's really not playing anymore to say Biden left us a bad economy. In fact, Biden brought inflation down from the extraordinary highs of the global spike after the worst of the coronavirus pandemic locked down so many countries. By the time he left office, inflation was under 3%, and the goal that the Fed makes for was 2%. So, now you're seeing it climb back up. It's been climbing back since April, I think it was. And that's all Trump. That's, you can't really pin that on Biden anymore. So in this talk, Trump kept screaming about Biden. And then he did a couple of odd things. One thing is he said, we need to have these tariffs that are driving up inflation and making stuff more